Welcome CIS 176 students. So I'm making this video in lieu of us not having class last week. Actually, I'm going to make two videos. So this first video is just going to explain what we're going to do in regard to the quiz. The quiz we would have had last night has now been moved to April 3rd. So our next class, because of spring break next week, our next class will not be until April 3rd. So that quiz that we would have taken last night has now been moved to April 3rd. If you look at the week breakdown, the remaining weeks, or at least the next couple weeks, have been adjusted. So weeks 4, 5, 6, and maybe even 7, you have to look at them. But I have adjusted things. It's going to get pretty intense from here on out because we missed class last week. So you remember from week 3, what we were going to do is finish talking about chapter 3, which is a pretty heavy chapter with content. So that has now been pushed back to week 4, which means what we're going to do in week 4 is now pushed to 5, and so on. So at some point we're going to try to make up for that lost time, and I think we can do that. So just be aware that it's going to move. It already was kind of intense, and now it's going to be even more intense. So this is even more on you as well, that you have to make sure you read through these chapters before class, and that, more importantly to me, that you try out some of the code that you see. So like for example in chapter 3, if you have not read that chapter, if you have not tried the example files, under course content you'll find for the HTML5 game development text, I give you all the files here, so make sure you've downloaded this, that you try these out. You could also go online and you can try to grab them here. So make sure you look at what these do and you understand what is happening with these. It's crucial because we have to cover loops and how functions work with parameters and arrays. There's a lot of information we have to cover very rapidly on April 3rd. So just be prepared for that. We're going to be doing that when we come back in week 4. So again, now for week 3, quiz number 1 has been moved to April 3rd. It means we're going to back up the next successive couple quizzes. But what you do still have to do is the Mad Libs game project that was due April 2nd is still due April 2nd. I'm also asking that you do Khan Academy, the next section on text and strings, functions, and logic and if. That will also help us in chapter 3. So these two things are still due April 2nd as before. I'm going to make another video here in just a moment to talk about the Mad Libs project and give you some information on that. So make sure that you read chapter 3, and these two things are still due April 3rd. Or excuse me, April 2nd. They'll due April 2nd. Class is April 3rd.